swim the heats in the 200 IM this morning, but didn't react too well to that, so she has pulled out of the final. So it's going to be a battle between the British champion and Commonwealth Games champion Siobhan Marie O'Connor and Amy Wilmot, who of course won the 400 individual medley last night. So that should be a very interesting one to start us off. Less than half a second between them in this morning's heats. We move on to what will be another really good race, the men's 400 freestyle. And again, we've got an SM final to start with experienced Oliver Hind in that one, the S8 swimmer. And then in the able-bodied, Stephen Milne, James Guy and Nicholas Granger, probably three of the top middle distance swimmers in Britain at the moment. They'll be going head-to-head, so that will be a fantastic one there. The British champion, of course, James Guy, Nicholas Granger, the silver medalist in that, and Stephen Milne fourth in the British Championship, so terrific stuff there. The 100 breaststroke women follows that. Again, we have the multi-classifications, followed by the able-bodied. 100 backstroke for the men after that, featuring Chris Walker-Hebben, the European champion. Women's 200 backstroke, followed by perhaps the highlight of the night, the men's 200 breaststroke. And we will be seeing there the gold and silver medalists from the Commonwealth Games. Michael Jameson, the silver medalist. Ross Murdoch, of course, the gold medalist. Once again, for the first time, in fact, since those Commonwealth Games, going head-to-head long course in the East Championship. So stand by for that one. Should be a cracker. We then go to the sprints. 50 freestyle for the men, 50 butterfly for the women. 800 freestyle for the women. Camilla Hattersley, Amy Wilmot, Danielle Huskisson, probably the front runners there, and the freestyle relay to finish us off. So, of course, that's what's coming up tonight. We had a super day yesterday. Here's some of the highlights from last night's action.
Gemma Lowe is not finished yet, but Rachel Kelly has the edge here. Coming into the last five, it is going to be Rachel Kelly will take it in 58.47. No one can touch Robbie Rennick here in lane number 4. Coming back strongly is Jordan Hughes, maybe into second place. Liam Tancock also going well, but Robbie Rennick is going to get the touch, and he eases in there at the end.
Fastest I've gone all season, so yeah, things are going in the right direction, just when it counts.
In lanes 8 and 9 here, and that is Bethany Firth along with Emily Jones, and they're trying to catch the swimmers in lanes 2 and 3, but Monteith takes it.
A new world record in the S14 class for Bethany Firth.
Tully looks to have the edge in the white cap in lane 4, and he's just opening up now the best part of a metre, so it is going to be Tully from Edinburgh University who takes it. He comes in 27.
It's the second fastest time I ever went, far for me, so I can't really complain, to be honest.
What a finish here from Hayley Monteith, but surely Lucy Campbell is going to have enough to hold off the challenge of the Edinburgh University swimmer into the last 5 now. Lucy Campbell has done enough to win for Loughborough University, 8:20.51, while the gap was reduced substantially.
He is some 10 metres clear now, as coming up to his final turn, Toby Robinson into the final few metres there, and Stephen Milne takes it. He gets under 15:10, 15:09.76 to add the Scottish crown to his British crown. Swimming last night, Bethany Firth, of course, that world record. We actually missed the world record yesterday in the 50 backstroke. We had an S15, so that's a hearing impaired world record from Danielle Joyce as well. So 2 world records last night. So terrific stuff there. And we should have some great performances again this evening. So Caitlin 200 IM should be pretty good to start with. Unfortunately, no Hannah Miley, but Siobhan Marie O'Connor and Amy Wilmot going head-to-head should be a good race.
That'll be a fantastic race to watch. I'm really looking forward to that event. There's some really great races coming up tonight, and I'm hoping there's going to be a lot of fast swimming in the pool.
And just on cue then, here come the first of those races. This is the multi-classification event for the women's 200 metres individual medley. There's going to be 7 swimmers going in this one. We'll run through the field in just a moment. So in lane 1, representing Stirling, is Hope Gordon. In lane 2, representing City of Aberdeen, is Tony Shaw. In lane 3, representing Richmond Dales, Lily McLeod. In 4, Tully Kearney from Boldmere. In lane 5, Regan Doig of Perth City. In 6 there in the yellow cap is Warrington's Coral Farrell. And completing the field is the best swimmer from the Borders, Beth Johnson. So Tully Kearney, SM9 swimmer, maybe the one to watch here. 2:34 this morning.
Well, we start off this evening with the 200 metres individual medley multi-classification. Again, in the multi-classification events, there are a range of disabilities on show here tonight. We have Hope Gordon, who is an SM9 swimmer from Stirling. Next to her, Tony Shaw, the 12-year-old from City of Aberdeen, swims in the SM10 class. Lily McLeod, a visually impaired swimmer in lane number 3. Tully Kearney, one of the GB team, will be back here in a couple of weeks' time for the World Championship. She goes in 4. Regan Doig, hoping to challenge the Scottish record in 5. And the 2 S10 swimmers, Coral Farrell and Beth Johnson, in the outside lane. Lots to watch out for here. Tully Kearney had a great swim this morning, 2:34.47. She is on great form, a European record yesterday in the 100 metre butterfly for her classification. So watch out for Tully Kearney as she progresses through this race. Tully Kearney is first to the turn, but of course it's not necessarily the swimmer who touches first at the end who will win the medals in this. The times of each of the swimmers will be compared to the world record for their classification. And the closest to the world record in terms of points will come away with the medals. We'll have to wait for the official result. Should come to us very shortly after the conclusion of the race. Tully Kearney looking very good at the head of the field. Back in the GB team, it will be her 2nd World Championships here in Tollcross when she comes back in a couple of weeks' time. A medalist in the Montreal World Championships 2 years ago. So Tully Kearney, we're hoping to follow that up with our home World Championships here in Glasgow. 1:57.76, she's ahead of Regan Doig, 2:02.11. Now, the record that she is hoping to achieve, Tully Kearney, and I said it was a big improvement this morning, 2:34. It's 2:32, which is the British and European record held by Amy Marin. So Tully Kearney now coming into the finish. We'll keep an eye on the clock. 2:26, the clock just ticking over. I think it's maybe going to slip by the record mark, but it's going to be another good swim from Tully Kearney, and a good swim indeed. 2:33.43, another personal best swim for Tully Kearney, and that was an excellent swim from her. Regan Doig, 2:37.19 for Regan, and that's an improvement on what she did this morning. She'll be pleased with that. And Lily McLeod is in next. And the battle of the SM10s is won by Coral Farrell from Warrington in lane number 6. Hope Gordon, still a final swimmer in the water. Let's give Hope some encouragement here. She is in the SM9 class, representing Stirling. Originally from the Inverness area, Hope Gordon. And she is hoping to better her heat time of 3:26.27, just outside. Consistent stuff from Hope Gordon, 3:26.41.
So strong swim there from Tully Kearney. We'll get the points in due course and confirm the 1, 2, 3 in that one as we move on to the B final. You can see there, that's the time finish order. Kearney, Doig and McLeod, the 1, 2, 3 there, but we'll wait to see. And of course, another multi-classification swimmer in this next race. She qualified in her own right into the B final, Bethany Firth. She goes in lane 4. The complete field, Kirsty Armstrong in 0 from Warrender, Chanel Snedden of first, Amber Keegan of Nova Centurion, Victoria Cunningham of Loughborough. There is Bethany Firth representing Ards in Northern Ireland, Kate Clifton of City of Sheffield, Lydia Kehoe of New Ross in Ireland in 6, Megan Langton of Nova Centurion, Hannah Souter of Hearts, and Millie Sanson completes the field, the Wickham swimmer. So they'll be going any moment now in the B final. It just takes us a little while to clear the pool after the multi-classification swimmers. So just giving them time, and we'll be off and away.
Well, that multi-classification swimmer that is also in this event is Bethany Firth, so her time will be compared to the multi-class swimmers in the first heat to see who takes the gold medal for the multi-classification event. Bethany Firth, SM14 swimmer representing Ards here at these championships, and she is looking to try and challenge the world record, which stands at 2:22.14. She broke the world record yesterday for the 200 freestyle. Can she double up in the 200 IM?
So we'll find that out soon enough, but it's a pretty even competition here as they come down the backstroke leg. Lane 4 is Bethany Firth, and she looks to just open up a narrow lead now. The swimmers over on the spectator side of the pool, Kirsty Armstrong, Chanel Snedden, both going well. They are contesting second, just behind Bethany Firth by around a metre as we go through halfway. 1:05.94 is the halfway split. So Bethany Firth certainly quite a bit faster than the multi-classification heat in the previous one. Second, Chanel Snedden into the breaststroke, and they're starting to catch Bethany now. So I think we maybe just found the slight weakness in Bethany's 4 strokes here, and the swimmers coming at her, led by Chanel Snedden in lane 1, but also moving up really strongly, the Nova swimmer in 2, Amber Keegan. So it's Amber Keegan who has moved through from quite a way back in this breaststroke, and she is going to lead it at the 150 metres in 1:48.16 as she turns into freestyle.
That was a great breaststroke leg for Amber Keegan there, taking her into the lead. And Kate Clifton has followed her from City of Sheffield. We'll keep an eye on Bethany first time as she comes down, and a very strong freestyle leg at the end here, but she's not going to catch Amber Keegan. Amber Keegan from Nova is stretching away here. Kate Clifton in second position, and Chanel Snedden from first in third place. It's going to be Amber Keegan though. It's a very good time, 2:20.91 for Amber Keegan. She's followed home by Kate Clifton in 2:22.47. Victoria Cunningham takes third position, and Bethany Firth was back in sixth, just outside the time she did this morning.
Well, Amber Keegan's breaststroke there, just fantastic, wasn't it? Really turned that race round.
Yeah, that was a fantastic breaststroke leg. She just really took it out there and moved much further ahead of the field. It was fantastic to see, and she looked pretty pleased to be doing a 2:20 at the end of the race.
Yeah, so that was the B final, and they set the pace there, 2:20.91. So Amber did a 2:25 in the heats this morning, so some 5 seconds faster this evening. Well, I doubt we'll see a 5-second improvement. Maybe we will in the A final. We'll find out in a little while, because the A finalists are just about to make their way to the blocks. There is Amber out of the pool, and we're now focused on the A finalists. They look pretty cheerful. In lane 0 in this one, representing Carnegie, is the Lincoln-based swimmer Tara Hayworth. In lane 1, also for Carnegie, Tane Bruce. In lane 2, Rosie Rudin of Nova Centurion. In lane 3, Elena Sheridan of Loughborough. In lane 4, Siobhan Marie O'Connor from University of Bath. Amy Wilmot in 5, London Aquatics. In lane 6, Emily Jones of Edinburgh University. In lane 7, Ola Adams from Geary. In lane 8, Stephanie Blakeburn from Billingham. And lane 9 is Imogen Gould of Nova Centurion. So Siobhan Marie O'Connor, the 200 freestyle gold medalist yesterday, against Amy Wilmot, the 400 IM gold medalist yesterday. So let's see who is going to take this 200 IM. Siobhan Marie O'Connor, the Commonwealth Games champion in this pool a year ago. She set the British record to win that gold for England, and she's setting off at a good pace here. Her time in the heats was 28:38, so she's about 7/10 faster than that in this evening's final after the butterfly.
And she looked very impressive in the heat. It looked very relaxed for Siobhan Marie O'Connor. She swam very well last night in the 200 freestyle too, and she's following this up with an excellent performance in the early stages of this 200 meters individual medley. There is absolutely no one that can touch Siobhan Marie O'Connor in the first half of this race. The Bath swimmer has a lead, a very, very substantial lead of, well, about 4 seconds almost ahead of Rosie Rudin, who had her trademark good backstroke leg, with Amy Wilmot back in third. But watch out for Amy Wilmot coming through on the breaststroke leg. Amy Wilmot moving into second place, but she has a lot of ground to make up to catch Siobhan Marie O'Connor from Bath. O'Connor is going to lead going into the freestyle leg. I don't think anyone is going to catch her now. Amy Wilmot coming through into second position. Emily Jones may be challenging for third, but O'Connor is over onto the freestyle leg and on her way home.
So she's 4.5 seconds faster now than she was this morning. So this is going to be a convincing victory for Siobhan Marie O'Connor. Amy Wilmot, no mean 200 IM herself, the European Championship silver medalist, looking good for silver in this one as well, ahead of the swimmer beside her, and that is Edinburgh University's Emily Jones. So that's going to be the 1, 2, 3. O'Connor takes it in 2:10.70, considerably faster than she was in this morning's heats, 5.5 seconds. Second, Amy Wilmot, 2:15 dead for her, and Emily Jones takes third in 2:16.56. She'll be the Scottish champion. So thoughts on that one, Caitlin?
That was a fantastic race from Siobhan. I mean, it was only just fractionally slower than what she went at the British trials when she was tapered. So it just shows she's on great form. Very exciting, looking forward to the World Championships next month.
So we're just over a month away from those World Championships now, I think. So if you were going to those Worlds, where would you be at the moment in terms of your preparation?
I think I would definitely be in hard training at this moment in time. I would have probably struggled to have gone a second off my trials time, so for Siobhan that was fantastic. Also a great swim from Amy and Emily Jones. And then I'd be looking to sort of taper 3 weeks out from the Worlds starting at the beginning of August, so probably just mid-July I'd look to start my taper.
So if Siobhan Marie is doing that sort of program, then that was a mighty impressive swim.
Definitely, that was a great swim, and I'm really excited to see what she does at the World Championships.
We move on then to the 400 freestyle. Once again, we've got a multi-classification final to start us off. And there are 8 swimmers in this one. Adam Donachie goes in lane 1, the S8 swimmer from South Lanarkshire. In lane 2 is Loughborough's Michael Jones, swimming S7. In lane 3 is Joseph Craig of City of Sunderland, swimming S8. Oliver Hind, also an S8, goes in lane 4, Nova Centurion swimmer. Matthew Wiley of City of Sunderland in 5. He's S9. Oliver Carter, S10. Isaac Dunning, S9. And Adam Scott, S8, continue the field.
Another multi-classification event to enjoy here. It's the men's 400 metres freestyle. Classifications range from S7 to S10. Kind of a brief introduction to the classification system. S1 to 10 for those with a physical impairment. S1 being the most severe, S10 being the least impaired. And we have the leader at the moment is Matthew Wiley, who is an S9 swimmer. He is the British record holder in the 100 freestyle. Maybe this 400 might be a little bit too long for the Sunderland man in lane number 5, but certainly won't be too long for Oliver Hind from Nova, the reigning world champion, hoping to retain his crown here in a couple of weeks' time. He was a medalist, of course, in the Paralympic Games too in this one, but the world record is held by his brother, Sam Hind, who set that back in 2010, so that's very much a target for Oliver Hind as he progresses through this 400.
So we'll see how close Oliver can get to that as this race progresses. So his time in the heat 4:31, so he'll be looking to improve on that tonight. Through the turn, 1:35.69, so he's gradually building up his lead, nearly 3 seconds now over Matthew Wiley. So Oliver Hind looking pretty strong. I can tell you that his split at 200 in the heats this morning was 2:11.21, so when we get there, it'll give you a sense of how much faster he is going. The split from the record was 2:10.81, so well, we could be inside that, so this is getting very interesting here. 2:09.98. He is a second and a bit faster than he was this morning. And so on world record pace here. Of course, it's a long, hard slog through 400 here, and if he is in heavy training, although maybe with the IPCs not that far out, he might have started his taper by now, so, well, let's see what his stamina is like through the second half here. 2:43.96 at 2:50. He went through the 300 this morning in 3:21. Pacing for the world record 3:18.5. So the clock just coming up towards 3:10. I think he might just be slipping a little bit off that world record pace, but well, could bode well for this pool in a couple of weeks' time. Well, he's pretty close to it still. 3:18.88. It's getting close, Paul.
He certainly is. Oliver Hind has been after his brother's record for a few years now. Sam Hind, of course, his brother, retired a couple of years ago after the World Championships in 2013, where it was the two Hind boys took in gold and silver. But Oliver Hind, as you said, might not be quite on just his very best form at the moment, but he's not far away at all. A couple of weeks out from the World Championships right back here in Tollcross. Let's give him some encouragement here as he comes down the last 50. He is not very far away from world record pace held by his brother. The time he is aiming for, 4:26.08. Oliver Hind, he loves this pool. He won Commonwealth gold here last year in the 200 metres individual medley. But here comes Oliver Hind, 4:26.08, might just slip by for another day. Sam Hind's record survives, but for how long? Ollie Hind, 4:27.82. That is a superb display from Ollie Hind, and you wouldn't bet against that record going in a couple of weeks' time. Great display there from Ollie Hind. He's followed home by Matthew Wiley and Joseph Craig. They're the second and third finishing swimmers. Ollie Carter finishes in 4th position. The Scottish swimmer representing Cooper. And in Michael Jones, the swimmer with the lowest numerical classification, finishes in 5th position, under the 5-minute mark, so he'll be pleased with that swim, faster than he went in this morning's heats. And it's the 3 Scottish youngsters in the outside lanes. As I said this morning in the heats, Scotland compete in the British Team Championships against the English regions. For the first time in a decade, Scotland came back with the team trophy last November from Manchester, and these 3 youngsters are very much an integral part of the team, so let's give them a big hand. 3 of Scotland's rising stars here are all junior swimmers. Adam Donachie, double leg amputee there in lane 1, and he is just about going to get ahead of Isaac Dunning. Donachie gets in under the 6-minute mark. He'll be pleased with that one. 5:58.85 ahead of Dunning, and Adam Scott finishing now 6:08.04. Another improvement on his morning's time.
Sandra.
So 4:27.82 there. Cracking swim from Oliver Hind. And if Sam's record survives the IPC World Championships, well, I think I'll be a bit surprised, because he was pretty close there, and I'm sure he'll be faster in 2 weeks' time. So the B finalists are just about ready to go as the MC swimmers clear the pool. Chat McComish in 0, Callum Reid in 1, Cameron Smith in 2, Oliver Breach in 3. I'll run through the rest of the field after they've started. So just running through the field is Jack McComish in 0, Callum Reid in 1, Cameron Smith in 2, Oliver Brake in 3, Thomas Atkinson in 4, Cameron Park in 5, Scott McClay in 6, Thomas Howdle in 7, Joseph Miley in 8, and Mark Deans goes in lane 9. Times from the heats this morning, 4:07 up to 4:14, and leading through the first turn, Thomas Atkinson 26.22 in the red cap in lane 4, City of Sheffield swimmer. Atkinson, just 16 years old, was in the junior final in the British Championships in London, finished 6th there. Of course, that event used for selection for the European Games that's going on at the moment, and the European Youth Olympics going on pretty soon. So it is Atkinson who leads the way into the second 100.
He's looking pretty good too, Thomas Atkinson, City of Sheffield. Pretty quiet, the City of Sheffield. People sitting right beside us there. Hopefully they'll be cheering their team as he comes down to this end where the team are. Nice to see some support from the Red Army, City of Sheffield. The swimmer out in front at the moment, Thomas Atkinson. And he has a very handy lead there as they come up to the halfway stage. Cameron Park going well, and one lane up from him. And also the Warrender swimmer, another Red Army in lane number 1, Callum Reid from Warrender. He is lying in 3rd position as they go through the halfway mark. It's under the 2 minutes for Thomas Atkinson, 1:57.84, and he's showing no signs of surrendering that lead at the moment there. Cameron Park trying to come back on him. South Lanarkshire swimmer looking clear in 2nd place. 3rd place isn't quite so clear cut. There's maybe about 5 swimmers in contention for that one. Callum Reid, Cameron Smith, Oliver Brake, and Scott McClay Jr. and Thomas Howdle all in the hunt for the 3rd position. But the top 2 places, well, pretty clear at the moment, although you wouldn't say Cameron Park was safe in 2nd position just yet. No doubt about the leader though, Thomas Atkinson, the Sheffield swimmer. Sheffield getting behind their swimmer there as he comes down to the 300 mark. Thomas Atkinson from the City of Sheffield looks like he is extending his lead. He goes over 3 minutes point 73. Cameron Park now being pressed for 2nd position, but he is 4.5 seconds behind the Sheffield swimmer.
So around about a 1:02 for his 3rd 100, Thomas Atkinson. So certainly going to be faster than his 4:07 heat time. Came into this meet with a time of 3:58. That might just be a struggle to hit those heights, but with 50 to go, let's check on the time. Just over the 3:31, 3:31.67. So just around 31 second split for that last 50. So I think probably just over the 4 minutes coming up here. But it's going to be a commanding victory. The contest still very much alive for 2nd place. Cameron Smith in lane 2 against lane 5, Cameron Park of South Lanarkshire. So Edinburgh University versus South Lanarkshire is the contest for 2nd place, behind Thomas Atkinson, who wins it by about 12 metres, comes in just over the 4 minutes, 4:00.78. Now who's going to get 2nd here? It's going to be on the touch, and it goes to Cameron Park in lane 5, the South Lanarkshire swimmer, by 800ths, 4:07.91 against Cameron Smith's 4:07.99. Just behind and finishing really strongly was Thomas Howdle, 4:08.03 for him. Well, Atkinson never threatened there, 4:00.78. That was a commanding performance. Might have wanted to go under the 4 minutes, I suspect.
Yeah, I think if his entry time was a 3:58, he might be slightly disappointed, but I guess he'll be looking for the summer meets to do a best performance. He also must have a great training partner in Nick Granger, who was 2nd at trials in this event, and is going up in the A final. So those two probably great in training together and pushing each other on.
And a fantastic thing for a 16-year-old to have a partner like that, more experienced partner. You must learn so much, I would think, from that experience. Here come the A finalists, and this will be one of the races of the night, I think. Coming fairly early in the evening's programme. Some real stars going in this one. The British champion, the British Championship silver medalist. Well, let's run through the field. In lane 0 is Samuel Budd from City of Sheffield. Lane 1, Brian O'Sullivan from Dundalk. Lane 2 is Toby Robinson from Loughborough University. In lane 3, the man we were just talking about, City of Sheffield's Nicholas Granger. In lane 4, from Perth City, Stephen Milne. In 5, Millfield's James Guy. In lane 6, Thomas Sunter from City of Sheffield. Lane 7, Angus Barr of South Lanarkshire. Archie Mitchell goes in 8 for City of Sheffield. And Chris Lowther in 9 for City of Glasgow.
Well, what a race this one promises to be. One of the very top quality races tonight in this final session. Stephen Milne from Perth City was the fastest into this final, 3:53.77. But James Guy, the British record holder, well, he was kind of relaxed in the heats this morning. Expect him to go a lot faster. And also Nick Granger from City of Sheffield as well. We expect something special from him. And it is Granger, City of Sheffield swimmer, who's gone into an early lead here. Stephen Milne and James Guy in second and third. But it is an early lead for Nicholas Granger, City of Sheffield. And it's a substantial one as well in these early stages. He goes over 52.75 for the first 100.
Well, this is really making a statement. Nicholas Granger here. He is the silver medalist from the British Championships. His 3:45 entry time was the time done in London. So let's see if he can maintain this sort of improvement and advance over the other two in the Golden Lanes. It is Guy who looked very impressive in the 200 butterfly last night, winning gold in that one. Of course, Stephen Milne, also a gold medalist last night in the 1500 free. He was fourth in the British Championships and a finalist in both the Europeans and the Commonwealth Games last year. So they are the 1, 2, 3 as we approach halfway, but Granger still has around about 3 meters advantage. Now they went through in sort of 155 territory in the heat, so 151.97, around 3 seconds faster this evening. That lead from Granger that he really pushed out in the first length is gradually shrinking as Guy is starting to close him down. Milne another 2-3 meters back. So it's looking like the medals are going to be shared out between these three, with lane 2, Toby Robinson, the 1500 free bronze medalist yesterday, in fourth place at the moment. So turning at 2:50. Guy now for the first time has the advantage. 3/10 now clear of Granger. Milne then is another couple of seconds back. And then Robinson from Sunter and Barr in lanes 6 and 7. So James Guy now has about 1.5 meters advantage coming to the 300, and he's gradually stretching that. It's a full body length now as he turns at 300, 2:51.06, 59-second split there.
And James Guy now, he's on the last 100 here. I don't think he's going to be caught. The British record holder, British record stands at 3:44.16. He has timed this absolutely perfectly. Stephen Milne coming back now on Nicholas Granger to challenge for the silver medal position. We know the long distance specialist Stephen Milne will be strong in these closing stages, but he just doesn't have the speed to match James Guy at the moment. James Guy now on the last 50 now. Stephen Milne in a real battle for silver and bronze with Nick Granger, but it is James Guy who's going to come home. James Guy is going to be the champion tonight. He's coming home around about 3 or 4 meters ahead of Stephen Milne, who's finishing strongly, but James Guy in now, he finishes in 3:47.07. He will take gold. Stephen Milne in 3:50.63 will take silver. And Nicholas Granger, the early leader, 3:52.17, will take the bronze medal position. All the swimmers, as we expected, significantly faster than they went in the heats.
Well, that was an interesting race, Caitlin. Nicholas Granger absolutely tore down that first length. What was his tactic, do you think, there?
Bethany Kirkman, please make her way, and Tully Kearney to the presentation marshals. That's Bethany first, and Tully Kearney to the presentation marshals, and we can get our first batch of presentation underway.
So when you do see a swimmer going off like that, Is there a temptation to go with him, or you just really just got to focus on your own race?
Definitely is a slight temptation to want to go out strong as well, not to get left behind. But I think the main thing in an event like freestyle or 200 freestyle is you really just have to stick to your race plan and just do what you've got to do. You don't want to spend extra energy by just trying to chase people down. You need to just focus and try and pace out really well.
Of course, 400 freestyle 2006. That was a pretty good time for you.
Yeah, that was fantastic when I won the
Once we've got our swimmers in the corner ready for their medals, our first set of presentations are going to be made by Nikki Watterson, who is the Sports Operations Manager for Glasgow Live.
But I really enjoyed like the tactical element of the 400, and it really is an extremely tough race. You know, you have to have this strength to hang on for 8 lengths of the ball.
So how do you think that the British swimmers are at the moment as we go into the Worlds? Do you think they're in good shape? And because we've had a number of disappointments in past years, do you think we can put those behind us this time?
Please welcome the medalists we have for the multi-classification 200 metres individual medley. On the podium for a bronze medal is Reagan Doyle from Cairns City.
So we certainly wish them well. We move to our presentations now. We're starting with the medalists from the multi-classification 200 individual medley. That is Reagan Doig, the bronze medalist from Perth City. Tully Kearney was the silver medalist. And Bethany Firth from Ards, the gold medalist. Unfortunately, neither of them appear to be present. So Reagan Doig was the Scottish champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please now welcome the medalists from the women's 200 metres individual medley.
We've all done things like that.
The 200 IM able-bodied medalist coming up now. All looking fairly happy with life.
Our bronze medalist representing Edinburgh University, Emily Jones.
And the bronze medalist, Edinburgh University's Emily Jones.
Our silver medalist representing London Aquatics.
A silver medal to add to our 400 IM gold goes to London Aquatics, Amy Wilmot.
And our gold medalist and Scottish Open champion.
A cracking swim for our gold medalist. So this is number 2 of the championships. Siobhan Marie, obviously probably I would think in the swim down pool at the moment, so she'll get her medal later on. The Scottish national champion is Emily Jones, top Scots.
And our Scottish junior champion from Carnegie.
And the junior champion is Tara Hayworth of Carnegie.
Thank you, ladies.
We'll be going straight to the
Please now welcome
400 medals now.
400 metres multi-classification freestyle.
Starting with the multi-classification medal presentation. Looks like we've got 2 of them there. I'm not sure there's a third.
Our bronze medalist from Loughborough University.
The bronze
Michael Jones.
medalist, Michael Jones. Here he is. Loughborough University swimmer.
The silver medalist from the City of Sunderland, Joseph Craig.
Joseph Craig of City of Sunderland, the silver medalist.
And Scottish Open champion from Nova Centurion.
And
Oliver
what a
Mack.
swim that was from Oliver Hind. Very well deserved gold medal. And we'll be hoping that he can repeat the trick of gold medals in a couple of weeks' time. here at the IPC World Championships. Oliver Carter of Cooper in distinguished company there is the Scottish champion. I'm sure he'll be happy to be alongside some of the swimmers that he'll really be looking up to and drawing inspiration from.
Our final presentation at the moment is for the men.
The 400 freestyle able-bodied presentation now.
400 meters freestyle.
And here they come.
The bronze medalist from the City of Sheffield, Nicholas Granger.
Bronze medalist Nicholas Granger of City of Sheffield.
The silver medalist from Perth City, Stephen Milne.
The silver medalist. Again, a silver to add to a gold yesterday for Stephen Milne of Perth City.
James Guy.
And gold number 2 for James Guy of Millfield.
Scottish national champion from Perth, Stephen Milne.
Stephen Milne is the Scottish national champion, top Scot.
And also from Perth, our Scottish
And
junior
his
champion,
training partner, Scott McClay, is the junior champion. So another example of a youngster training with a very experienced swimmer in the same program in similar disciplines. So that will do Scott McClay no end of good, I would think, training with Stephen Milne. Well, Stephen Milne still comparatively young himself, of course. Really burst onto the scene last season, the 21-year-old now. And we'll be very interested to see how he gets on in Kazan. Certainly have our fingers crossed for him and all of those athletes. We have another multi-classification event coming up now, and this is the women's 100 breaststroke. Full pool of swimmers in this one. You might recognize that lady, the poster girl from the Paralympics. Eleanor Simmons, of course, she's going in lane 8. We'll run through the field in lane 0. Tony Shaw, SB9 swimmer from City of Aberdeen. In 1, Coral Farrell swimming SB9 as well from Warrington. Lily McLeod, SB13 from Richmond Dales. Chloe Buck, SB8 swimmer from Harrogate. In 4 is Harriet Lee, the SB9 swimmer from Northumbria University. 5 is Claire Cashmore, SB8 from Wyre Forest. Regan Doig back in the pool, SB14 swimmer from Perth. Charlotte Henshaw of Nova, SB6. Eleanor Simmons also swimming SB6 in 8. And Amy McFarlane, SB14, goes in 9 for North Lanarkshire.
Well, this women's multi-classification 100 breaststroke, good example of how the point system is likely to work. The main contenders, the ones that will get closest to the world record for their class, are likely to be Ellie Simmons, the star of the London Paralympic Games, in lane number 8, and Charlotte Henshaw right next to her in lane number 7. They both swim in the SB6 class. They're a smaller numerical class than the others in the centre lanes. Harriet Lee and Claire Cashmore, British record holders in their classifications, and Regan Doig, Scottish record holder in her classification too. But it's the two in the middle, Harriet Lee and Claire Cashmore. They are leading them home. We'll keep an eye on Charlotte Henshaw and Ellie Simmons. Charlotte Henshaw especially had a fantastic swim this morning. She is the European record holder. We'll come back to Charlotte and Ellie's battle there. But it is at the front of the field. Lane number 5, Claire Cashmore. the SB8 swimmer, the arm amputee, just heading Harriet Lee. Claire Cashmore is the European champion, a dead heat for the European title last year with Vladikina of Russia. And Claire Cashmore comes home in 122.17, faster than this morning. Harriet Lee is second to the wall in 123. And let's watch Charlotte Henshaw. She's the European record holder, 138.46. It's going to be mighty close for Charlotte Henshaw, and she's inside it. It's 137.56, and that, subject to ratification, could be a new European record for Charlotte Henshaw from Nova. Well, my goodness. We said Charlotte Henshaw would be the one to beat, potentially with Ellie Simmons, but what form Charlotte Henshaw is showing just a couple of weeks out from the World Championships. Fantastic swim, Charlotte.
Well, 2 world records yesterday. That's our first European record today, so cracking stuff there from Charlotte Henshaw. You've got to watch all over the pool in a multi-classification event. So the B final is up next. We'll run through the field once they start the race.
Oh, the B final, Orla Adams, Hungarian 0, Imogen Gould from Nova in 1, Charlotte Holmes, City of Sheffield in 2, Niamh Coyne from Tallaght in 3, Charlie Nielsen from Nova in 4, Rachel Taylor, City of Sunderland in 5, Samantha Caulfield in 6, and Lauren Sutherland in 7, both Carnegie. Emma Chittleborough from Warrender in 8, and Maya Little from City of Oxford in lane 9 completes the lineup. First to the wall, it's Samantha Caulfield, one of the 2 Carnegie swimmers, followed closely by Rachel Taylor, City of Sunderland. Again, City of Sunderland, they've been very vocal in the last couple of days. It's good to hear them supporting their swimmers. They're being headed, though, by the Carnegie swimmer, Samantha Caulfield. Can we see Charlie Nielsen continue the good run of form for the Nova swimmers as they come to the last 15? Also, Niamh Coyne going well in lane number 3, the Irish swimmer from Tallaght, and it could be the orange cap of Niamh Coyne who might get this one pulling away in the closing stages. It is lane 3, and a very good time, 1:14.10 for Niamh Coyne of Tallaght. She takes it from City of Sunderland's Rachel Taylor in 1:14.79, and Samantha Caulfield, who led for a good way of that swim, third in 1:15.11.
So just summarising that, Niamh Coyne first, Rachel Taylor second, Samantha Caulfield third. Difficult to gauge Niamh's expression there at the end. I think just outside her entry time for this meet, so you'd have thought that was a pretty decent swim from her.
Yeah, definitely. To get quite close to your entry time must mean it is a good swim, and obviously the entry time will be your best time swum in the last 12 months, so to get really close to that is fantastic.
And she was within about 3/10 there. We get ready for the A finalists. They're coming on now as we just watch some of the spectators getting ready, waiting patiently. Remember, you can tweet us, as maybe that lady was doing, on hashtag SNSC15, SNSC15. Let us know how it's going. At Scottish Swim as well on Facebook. So running through the field then for this A final, in lane 0 from Nova Centurion is Jade Kennerall. In lane 1 for South Ayrshire, Katie Robertson. In lane 2 from Edinburgh University, Yvette Kong. In lane 3 from Loughborough University, Molly Renshaw. In lane 4 from Edinburgh University, Corrie Scott. In lane 5 from South Ayrshire, Erin Robertson. There's 2 sisters going there, lanes 2 and 6. Jocelyn Ulliott goes for Loughborough in 6. Emma Crawford for Edinburgh University in 7. Erval McNamara from Castlebar in Ireland in 8, and Amy Bell of City of Sheffield in lane 9. So in this one it was Corey Scott, 109.42, the fastest qualifier for this one. I would imagine she's going to have a fair old tussle here with Molly Renshaw beside her in lane 3. Erin Robertson is the junior record holder in this one, so it'd be interesting to see how far she can go in lane 5. Of course, she has her sister going as well in lane 1, Katie Robertson. But at the turn, it is Scott who leads 32 seconds down. That's a pretty fast first 50 for her. 33.61 for Renshaw, so 1.6 back and just 100 between Renshaw and Robertson at the turn there. So Scott has blasted out, of course, very strong 50 breaststroke, where she got her bronze medal last year in the Commonwealth Games, and she's used that first 50 to good advantage because she is bringing this one in by quite a margin here, more than a body length. So this is a good victory for Corey Scott, who's going to take her first gold medal of these championships. 1:08.79. Be happy with that, I would think. In second place, 1:10.12. Molly Renshaw in third place. Wow, look at that. Katie Robertson taking the bronze there. 1:11.23. Well, 1:11.33 for Erin Robertson. So there's a turn up. Katie and Erin a tenth apart. Corey there in great form.
Yeah, Corey looked fantastic. She is the Commonwealth bronze medalist in the 50 breaststroke, so we always knew she'd go out strong in that race, and she really did. She turned 32 point and came back in for a 1:08.7, which was a really solid time, and with a bit more rest over in the taper period, I feel she can go even better than that, maybe a couple of seconds quicker. So yeah, great form.
Please welcome the finalists for the men's multi.
Yes, I know she was a little bit disappointed. I spoke to her after the trials, and I think she felt she could have performed better there. So maybe just getting that out of her system now and focusing on a really strong finish to her season.
Yeah, I think they've got a fantastic training group at University of Edinburgh swim team. They've got a lot of really strong breaststroke girls. Catherine Johnson was the second fastest 100 breaststroke at the British trials this year. So she's got a fantastic training partner in Kathy, and they're really pushing each other to really great things, and it's great to see that.
So we move straight on to the men's 100 backstroke now, and again we have a multi-classification final to start us off. 9 swimmers, well, in fact a full field in this one. Isaac Dunnick of Inverclyde swimming S9 in 0. In 1, Matthew Patterson of Highland, the S14 swimmer. Another S14 swimmer, Connor Morrison of Geary in 2. Craig Harris, also S14 from Swansea in 3. Stephen Clegg, S13 from East Lothian in 4. Aaron Moores of S14 in 5 from Swansea. Oliver Hine back in the pool, Nova swimmer S8. In 6, Robert Dalgleish, S10 from West Lothian in 7. Michael Jones of Loughborough in 8, S7. And Adam Donachie completes the field, South Lanarkshire swimmer in S8.
Under the control of the referee.
Sandra.
Again, a range of classifications on display here in this multi-classification event. I think probably the main contenders for the medals will be in the centre lanes. Stephen Clegg from East Lothian in lane number 4, visually impaired swimmer. in the S13 class. He is the British record holder at 105.12, and he may well have a crack at that record. Next to him, Aaron Moores, Paralympic medalist and the British record holder in the S14 class. He goes in lane 5, and we've already seen Ollie Hind in lane 6, what he can do in the 400. So he may well contend in the medals. Again, another British record holder. But it's Clegg and Aaron Moores side by side here, but it's the yellow cap of Stephen Clegg, keeping up the family tradition, of course. His brother and sister, both Paralympic medalists. And Stephen Clegg, let's keep an eye on the clock. The British record is 105.12. Stephen Clegg is in at 105.14. 2 100s outside his own British record mark, but Stephen Clegg bang on his best time almost. He is followed home by Craig Harris, who got in ahead of the British record holder. Craig Harris from Swansea, ahead of Aaron Moores, and Ollie Hind it was in 4th position, but it was oh so close for Stephen Clegg. 2 100s outside his British record.
Well, that must hurt a little bit, just missing out his record by 200s there, but you know, will that bother him, do you think, or next time?
I'm sure that will just motivate him to go even better next time. And so close, but you know, I'm sure next race he'll be fantastic and go on to even better things.
He's only been competitively swimming for a couple of years, really. I think maybe saw what his brother could do, picking up Paralympic and IPC World Championship medals. So I think he decided he was going to have a go as well, and he's coming on really fast. So the B final now is up next. So away we go. Scott McClay in 0, Alistair Campbell in 1, Chris McColm in 2, Elliot Clogg in 3, 4 is Craig Bowman, 5 Craig McLean, 6 Callum Barrett, 7 is Suleiman Bart, James Disney May goes in 8, and Jerry Quinn in 9. Times from the heats, 58 and 59 seconds. Through the turn they go, 27.43. It's Craig McLean, the 17-year-old from Carnegie, who has got a narrow lead. It is a pretty narrow lead, maybe half a metre or so, although he's maybe extending it a little bit now from the swimmers either side of him. Elliot Clogg in 3, Craig Bowman 4, Callum Barrett in 6. And it is still McLean who's got the advantage. There'll be another one looking for a strong finish to the season. He's been focusing, I think, on exams a lot this year, but now he can focus on swimming. 57.40. He takes it, improves by over a second on his time in the heats this morning. So he showed some good strength there to take that one by a bit over half a second. Craig McLean, really strong youngster. I think probably disappointed he's not in Baku at the moment, but of course that's where the European Games are going on, but I think he will come back strong. The A final will be coming up very soon. And you can see them there all lined up, ready to come on. Here they come. Well, this one features some great swimmers. We've got the European and Commonwealth Games champion against the British record holder in the centre lanes. So the full field then. In 0, representing Loughborough University, Roberto Pavoni. In lane 1, representing University of Stirling, Ryan Bennett. In lane 2, from Warrender, Craig McNally. From 3, representing the NAC in the USA, Shane Ryan. In lane 4, Chris Walker-Hebburn of University of Bath. In lane 5, Liam Tancock of Loughborough University. In 6, Joe Elwood from Loughborough University. In lane 7, Jonathan Carlisle from Bath. Adam Taylor in 8 from City of Sunderland. And in lane 9, Ross McCafferty of City of Glasgow. So just a little bit of sorting out of these new backstroke starting devices. You can see up at the top of your picture. There's a little bit of unraveling to do. I think the officials as well as the swimmers learning how to use these to best effect. I think we've got a little bit of learning to do, it looks like, here on the official front anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I've never used the backstroke start since they brought them in a couple of years ago, but yeah, I think they're just probably trying to get used to the new equipment and sorting out and putting it in to make sure it's all proper and for the swimmers to start off.
Looks like we're ready to go now, though. So the final of the 100 backstroke.
Now the 100 backstroke underway. Chris Walker-Hebburn, the European champion, the Commonwealth champion, is in the centre lane. In lane number 4, Liam Tancock from Loughborough, right next to him in lane number 5. These two have been great rivals over the years. Liam Tancock still British record holder, but he's behind Walker-Hebburn at the moment. A good start also for Shane Ryan. And he is ahead of Tancock at this stage. Shane Ryan seems to be the one that's likely going to push Chris Walker-Hebburn here. The European champion looks like he has got the strength to hold off Shane Ryan here. Shane Ryan in lane number 3, but Walker-Hebburn stretching away in the end here, and it is going to be a convincing win for Chris Walker-Hebburn. McNally coming back strongly, the Warrender swimmer, for 2nd position, and Tancock gets in for 3rd place. So Chris Walker-Hebburn took that convincingly at the end. 53.81 for Chris Walker-Hebburn. A great finish, trademark finish from Craig McNally to take silver, and Liam Tancock the bronze. Great swim there from Chris Walker-Hebburn.
That was a great swim from Chris Walker-Hebburn. It looks on great form going into the World Championships in August. Also a great swim from Craig McNally. His favourite event is the 200 backstroke, so that was a great swim for him. And 3rd place was Liam Tancock, also a strong swim, and both Chris and Liam will be in this event at the World Championships in August.
Certainly 10 or 15 metres out. You wouldn't have fancied Liam's chances of a medal there, so it was a pretty dramatic last 15 metres from him.
Yeah, he really came back very strong in the last 50 metres. You know, even within the last 5 metres, I didn't think he'd get a bronze medal. So he must have had an absolutely fantastic finish and managed to pick up a bronze medal, which was great.
So here's a summary of what's still to come. You can see we've just done the men's 100 backstroke, so still lots of swimming in front of you. Next up, the women's 200 backstroke, but we've got presentations before that. 50 freestyle for the women. Don't think that's quite right on that format because it's men's 50 fly. Forget the men's 50 freestyle. You're going to have to wait for another day for that one. And we've got then finishing off with the women's 800 freestyle and the men's 4x200. First of our presentations, and the bronze medalist in the 100 breaststroke, Ali Simmons, unfortunately not there, so Claire Cashmore with that terrific swim. That What a swim that was from Charlotte Henshaw. New European record for Charlotte from Nova Centurion. 1:37.56. And Regan Doig is the Scottish champion once again, really dominating Scottish female para swimming.
Thank you, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, please now welcome the medalists from the women's 100 metres breaststroke.
The able-bodied women's 100 breaststroke next to come to the podium.
The bronze medalist from South Ayrshire, Katie Robertson.
Katie Robertson there, a terrific swim from her. Really came strong at the end there to take the bronze medal.
Silver medalist
South Ayrshire swimmer.
Molly Renshaw.
Molly Renshaw of Loughborough picks up silver.
And the gold medalist and the Scottish
And
Open
gold
champion
medalist and Scottish champion there. Excellent swim from Corrie Scott. Getting a very big cheer from the crowd.
Our Scottish junior champion
And
from South Ayrshire,
Katie Robertson is the Scottish junior champion. Katie, very exciting talent for the future. Just 14 years old, so still another 2 years as a junior. And she's already the junior champion.
Thank you, ladies.
So a wee bit of shuffling of their commemoration plaques there to get the senior one and the junior ones to the right people.
And you now please welcome the medalists of the
As we move to the presentation now for the multi-classification men's backstroke.
The bronze medalist from Nova Centurion, Oliver Hines.
Oliver Hind gets the bronze medal in this one. To his gold earlier in the 400 free.
The silver medalist from
Not one of his
Swansea.
main events, don't think, 100 backstroke. Aaron Moore is the silver medalist.
The gold
Aaron
medalist
from
Scottish
Swansea.
Open champion from Swansea Aquatic.
And the champion is also from Swansea, Craig Harris.
And their Scottish national champion.
The Scottish champion.
Stephen Clegg.
The guy who just missed that British record by 200ths. East Lothian Stephen Clegg.
Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, and we now welcome the medalists for the men's
One more medal presentation to go in this sequence. The men's 100 backstroke.
The bronze medalist from Loughborough.
Bronze
Ian
medalist.
Hancock.
Second bronze medal in these championships for Loughborough's Liam Tancock. We saw that terrific last few meters Caitlin was talking about.
The silver medalist from Warrington.
Silver medalist. The 200 specialist Craig McNally from Warrender. So we'll see him later in these championships in his favoured 200. Very natty little bit of facial hair there. I'm sure that will go fairly soon. And the gold medalist, Chris Walker-Hebben. Always worth having a look at the body art on Chris. Very spectacular. You just see a bit of it on his arm there. You never do get a chance to see his back. It's well worth a look. Craig Manally, the Scottish champion. And Scott McClay, another junior medal for him. He's getting quite a collection of these. The McClay mantelpiece is going to have to be enlarged to pick up all these junior commemoration plaques. So good stuff from them. And we'll be back to the swimming. And we were talking about 200 backstroke for the men just a moment ago, and this is what's coming up for the women now, starting with the B final. No MC event in this one, so B final followed by the A final. Lizzie Simmons looked in strong form in the 50 yesterday, an emphatic gold medal there, so she'll go in the A final. But first of all, we have the B finalists. There they are. Nicole Ryan in 0, Grace Lee in 1, Lucy Campbell in 2, Charlotte McKenzie in 3, Jennifer King 4, Steph Bremner in 5, Maya Westlake in 6, Faye Nugent in 7, Annie Sharp in 8, and Ailey Duthie in 9.
Well, the women's 200 backstroke B final is stacked with Loughborough swimmers. The whole lineup is Nicole Ryan from Wickham in lane 0, Grace Lee, the first Loughborough swimmer, in lane 1, Lucy Campbell, Loughborough in 2, Charlotte McKenzie, Loughborough in 3, Victoria Milburn, the home swimmer, City of Glasgow, in 4, Steph Bremner, Loughborough in 5, Maya Westlake from the City of Sheffield in 6, Faye Nugent from Loughborough in 7, Annie Sharp, City of Oxford in 8, and Ailey Duthie from Coast in lane number 9. Fastest out to the first 50 was Maya Westlake, but it's still pretty tight as they come down to the 100 mark.
Yes, very tight indeed. Lanes 5 and 6 in particular. Steph Bremner of Loughborough and Maya Westlake from the City of Sheffield. Looks like Maya may just have the edge. Also very close in 3 is Charlotte McKenzie of Loughborough, but of course the Scot formerly from Falkirk. Had a great turn there in lane 6 from Maya Westlake, and that certainly gave a pretty good advantage there. So she'll look to capitalize on that now. Down this third 50, she's got a body length advantage on the other 3 contenders, Lucy Campbell, Charlotte McKenzie, Steph Bremner, as they turn into the final length then. And it is Westlake, 1:42.40.
Well, Westlake has led from the start. Is she going to lead right into the finish here? It is Maya Westlake, City of Sheffield. She will get the support from her colleagues as she comes into the last half length here. She is being pressurised by Steph Bremner of Loughborough. Also going well are the other 2 Loughborough swimmers there towards the top of the pool, Lucy Campbell and Charlotte McKenzie. But I think it is the B final going to go to City of Sheffield. Maya Westlake has led from the start and she leads into the finish in 2:18.42. Steph Bremner in second, also under the 2:20 mark, and Lucy Campbell and Charlotte McKenzie also under 2:20 in third and fourth.
So Maya Westlake. The turns seem to make quite a big difference for Maya there.
Yeah, no, she did really well to hold off all the challenges from the other girls coming back at her, and to go 2 seconds quicker than a heat time is really great.
And just to clarify, the swimmer in lane 4 there was Victoria Milburn, who came in as a late reserve after a late withdrawal there, so she got her chance for a second swim. We're getting ready for the A final. There are the swimmers. They're usually hidden away just before, but not here. We're collected in that corner and march themselves out, led by, well, I think in fact that's, not sure who that is actually. Let's see which lane she went to. But anyway, going to the field, Lexi Waller of Heart of Midlothian in 0. Lucy Hope of Edinburgh University in 1. In 2, Megan Briggs from Warrender. In 3, a second swim of the night for Amy Wilmot of London Aquatics. 4 is Elizabeth Simmons of University of Bath. In 5, Rosie Rudin from Nova Centurion. Charlotte Evans of Loughborough University in 6. Kirsty Simpson, City of Aberdeen in 7. Eleanor Dolan of Loughborough in 8. And Chelsea Lawson for Carnegie in lane 9. So Elizabeth Simmons will be looking for her second gold medal of these championships, 2:14.45 in the heats coming into this meet. Time at 2:08. She did that swim in Edinburgh at the Edinburgh International in March. So it will be interesting to see whether she can match that this evening and her second trip of the year up to Scotland. She's certainly going to lead through the first 50. 30.67, quite a bit faster than she was this morning.
Yeah, also fast was Kirsty Simpson there for City of Aberdeen. She's in second position. Rosie Rudin from Nova has been in good form over the backstroke disciplines. We've seen her swim a couple of individual medleys. The backstroke has always been very strong for Rosie Rudin, but she just can't live with the pace of Elizabeth Simmons from Bath here. Coming into the halfway stage, we shall check the split for Simmons. 103.80. That's a very good first 100 for Lizzie Simmons of Bath. Very experienced campaigner. Kirsty Simpson, she is hanging on well there at the halfway stage. Second position for the City of Aberdeen swimmer. Rosie Rudin in third position now for Nova, but they've come up to the final turn and it's looking very good for Lizzie Simmons as she goes into the 150 mark with a clear lead. They're coming back on Kirsty Simpson now, and I think Rosie Rudin is going to move into second position, but Lizzie Simmons is 3 seconds ahead as they go into the final 50.
So this is very much Lizzie Simmons' race, but there's a good contest going on for second place. Rosie Rudin looks to be moving through, and in third place Charlotte Evans is maybe challenging Kirsty Simpson now, and lane 1 Lucy Hope not too far away either, but Simmons into the final 5, absolutely dominating proceedings here. She comes in a time of 2:09.68, so takes nearly 5 seconds off her time from this morning. Second place Rudin 2:13.47, and it was Charlotte Evans taking third 2:16.81. So absolutely commanding performance from Lizzie there.
Yeah, Lizzie looked really, really smooth. She had brilliant underwater skills, using almost the full 50 metres off each wall. Absolutely fantastically technically. Yeah, and she had that race from the start, and 2:09, fantastic time at this point in the season, and she'll be hoping to go a few seconds quicker, no doubt, at the World Championships.
It's a swimmer who's, I guess, had some great successes, but also a few disappointments in her career, hasn't she? So she'll be looking to really bring it home, because she has shown good signs of form this season.
Yeah, Lizzie has done really well this season. You know, she qualified outright for the 200 backstroke. She was one of the top 8 swimmers from the trials, and she made the World's team. She just missed out on the World's team a couple of years previous, so to come back from a disappointment like that is really fantastic, and I'm really pleased to see Lizzie back on the Worlds team, and I know she's going to do fantastically well at the Worlds this summer.
So we wish her well, along with all the others who are on that trip to Kazan. Next one, though, we have the men's 200 breaststroke, and the B finalists there ready to go. Ben Griffin in 0 goes for Aer Lingus. In 1 is Callum Smart, 2 is Cameron Muir, 3 David Murphy, 4 is James Lewis, 5 is Craig Barnes, 6 is Fabian Whitbread, in 7 Daniel Lim, lane 8 there is Max Hewitt, and Benedict Tortolano completes the field in lane 9.
The men's 200 metres breaststroke B final. Gentlemen, you're under the control of the referee.
The lineup for the B final: in lane 0, Ben Griffin from Aer Lingus. In 1, Callum Smart from City of Oxford. In 2, Cameron Muir, South Ayrshire. In 3, David Murphy, City of Oxford. In 4, James Lewis, City of Cardiff. In 5, Craig Barnes from Carnegie. In 6, Fabian Whitbread from City of Oxford. In 7, Daniel Lim from Warrender. In 8, Max Hewitt from Loughborough. And in 9, Benedict Tortolano from Stirling. First to the 50-metre mark, Daniel Lim, 31.16.15 ahead of David Murphy from City of Oxford in lane number 3.
So this one could be pretty competitive, you feel. David Murphy, one of 2 Oxford swimmers. The other one, Fabian Whitbread, of course, well known in these parts from his time at Warrender up until about a year ago. And of course, the Warrender swimmer next to him, he'll have been training with many thousands of meters. Daniel Lim going in 7. So they're all up there in contention. Murphy leads through the halfway point, 1:07.19, pacing around 36 seconds for the 50. Daniel Lim maybe is showing some good form. Lane 5 as well. Craig Barnes of Carnegie is in the mix. Fabian Whitbread and James Lewis starting maybe to make his move. The Cardiff swimmer in lane 4. So into the final 50, all to play for. Lim moves to the front.
And Lim has done extremely well to hold on to this one. He was by no means the fastest into this B final, but he is holding the lead now. They're all going to try to come back at him. The fastest qualifiers for this B final coming back in the centre, but it is the red cap of Daniel Lim just about holding on to the lead, but maybe he's just about going to surrender that. David Murphy is looking good in lane number 3, and in lane number 4, James Lewis for the City of Cardiff, but it's David Murphy who's timed this perfectly to take the B final in 2:20.82. James Lewis in second position from City of Cardiff, and Daniel Lim in the end had to settle for third, but 3 great times from the top 3, and Craig Barnes too, a good improvement from the heat time this morning in 4th.
So an interesting race there. Maybe Daniel Lim just pushing it too hard down that third 50.
Yeah, because obviously Daniel was leading and had to settle for the 3rd place. But it's always good to try and go out strong, I think. Obviously you've got to try and pace it well, so you do come back strong as well. And obviously, you know, he's young, so he's got a lot more time to work out pacing and tactics in this event.
But well done to David Murphy, the 17-year-old from Oxford, who didn't panic when he was overtaken down that third 50 and came back really strongly in the final 50. Now, we talked about the men's 400 freestyle being one of the races of the night. Well, surely this one is up there as well. The men's 200 breaststroke, star-studded. Let's run through the field then in 0 from South Aberdeenshire. is Kieran Preston. In lane 1 from Loughborough University, Roberto Pavoni. In lane 2 from University of Bath, Andrew Willis. In lane 3 from Loughborough, Richard Spohr. In lane 4, the Commonwealth Games silver medalist, Michael Jameson of the University of Bath. In lane 5, the Commonwealth gold medalist, Ross Murdoch from the University of Stirling. In 6, Lewis Coleman of Bath. In 7, Clement Goudefin of Loughborough University. In lane 8, Tobermory Mackay champion from Perth City. And Lewis Smith of the University of Stirling goes in lane 9. Well, this will be a race to savour, you would think. Lane 4, Michael Jameson, the Olympic silver medalist, Commonwealth silver medalist. Lane 5, the British record holder and Commonwealth gold medalist, Ross Murdoch. Don't forget some of the others as well. In 3, Richard Spohr. In 2, Andrew Willis, the Commonwealth bronze medalist. So any of these swimmers could take this one. It's 30.61 and it's Jameson leading through the 50, but only by 300ths from Spohr and Murdoch.
It is very, very tight indeed between the first 5 swimmers there. Only 0.1 of a second separating all 5 in the centre lanes. Michael Jameson, well, can he get the better of Ross Murdoch, who was the gold and silver medalist here at the Commonwealth Games last year? Michael Jameson has the lead over Murdoch as they come to halfway, but there's not much in it at all. The big 2 out ahead, 104.63 for Jameson, 104.72 for Murdoch. Richard Spohr still holding on to 3rd position ahead of Lewis Coleman, and Andrew Willis back in 5th at the moment, but he will be strong in the second half of this race. But Michael Jameson looking good here, still ahead of Ross Murdoch, and Richard Spohr still very much in the hunt there in 3rd position. But I think it's going to be Jameson who's going to have a very, very slight lead as they go into the last 50.
Less than 2 tenths separating the 2 Scots coming down the final 50 then. It's Jameson in 4, it's Murdoch in 5. Who's going to get the honours here? Not too far behind Richard Spohr in lane 3. It's looking like they're going to be the medalists. Jameson has led from the start. Murdoch in the white cap trying to close him down in the final 15 metres. But Jameson is not going to be denied here, I don't think. He's into the final 5 metres and he's 1.5 metres clear. Michael Jameson takes it in 2:12.16 to the rapturous applause of the crowd here. Ross Murdoch takes second, 2:13.01, and Richard Spohr gets the bronze in 2:14.70. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, some great swimming. Well, what do you think about that one?
That was an absolutely fantastic race. One of the highlights of the night, I think, you know, the Commonwealth champion up against Michael Jameson, the silver Olympic medalist, and Michael really something to prove in that event, and he really did it tonight. You know, he did a fantastic swim. Ross also looking on good form in ahead of the World Championships, but you know, I was really impressed with Michael's swim. He just led from the start and he did not let Ross challenge him at any point in that race.
It was interesting because they went out a little bit slower than they did this morning, and I was wondering, well, what's going on here? But they just wound it up as the race progressed, and as you said, Michael Jameson really managed that one from start to finish. He wasn't going to be overtaken. Yeah,
Michael looked extremely strong. And obviously after such a disappointment at the British trials has come back and really proved something tonight, so it's really great to see, and I've got every faith that next year he's going to come back and really challenge for a spot on that Rio team.
Yes, it's good to see. Michael getting back to his best. He's certainly been very upbeat in press interviews recently, so that I think was good evidence that training in the last few months has been going pretty well. Presentations now. So we'll focus back on the podium. The women's 200 backstroke will be first to appear. In fact, they're already there. Very enthusiastic.
The bronze medalist from Loughborough, Charlotte
Bronze
Evans.
medalist is Loughborough's Charlotte Evans.
The silver medalist from Nova Centurion.
Silver medalist Rosie Rudin, Nova Centurion. Well, she's in fact one that's... Oh, here she is.
And the gold
Not for the
medalist
first
and
time on the
Scottish
podium.
Scotland champion from Bath, Elizabeth Simmons.
Elizabeth Simmons. That very dominant swim there from the Bath swimmer.
Our
Team
Scottish
Bath there
national champion from the city of
on her
Aberdeen,
t-shirt.
Kirsty Simpson.
Kirsty Simpson is the Scottish champion, completing her first season up in Aberdeen with the City of Aberdeen team,
Junior champion
previously
from
at
the Heart of
Carnegie,
Lexi Waller.
and a promising youngster, Lexi Waller, the 14-year-old from Heart of Midlothian in Edinburgh, is the junior champion.
Well done and thank you, ladies.
And I talked about Regan Doig always having a smile on the podium, but I think Lizzie is very much in that category as well.
Yeah, Lizzie always looks so happy and looks like she's always enjoying herself, which is great to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, please now welcome the medalists
And
of the men's 200
they've not had an awful lot of time to recover, but they'll be on their way to the podium now. A medalist from that fantastic men's 200 breaststroke.
The bronze medalist from Loughborough,
Bronze
Richard
medalist
Stewart.
Richard Spoor of Loughborough University.
The silver medalist from the University
The
of
silver
Stirling,
medalist
Ross Murdoch.
from University of Stirling, Ross Murdoch. Well, he pushed Michael all the way there, and well, he looks fairly cheerful. He's another one who's always got a smile on his face. Michael Jameson, once again getting a great cheer. Of course, local lad, Glasgow-based originally. It's where he learnt his trade. Spent some time in Edinburgh, now in Bath. And Cameron Muir of South Ayrshire will be one of the future stars of men's breaststroke.
Well done, gentlemen.
Is the junior
Many
champion.
thanks to John Doig for doing the presentation.
John Doig there making the presentations. And Michael giving his views on life to Ross. And that's Kirsten from Scottish Swimming, I think looking to grab the two of them, so probably see the output from that on available as an interview on the social network channels. Look out for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please now welcome the final.
So we move to the first of our
50 meters
sprints,
freestyle.
and this is the multi-classification women's 50 freestyle. So you can just see them coming to the podium up at the top of the picture.
Lane 0 from North Lanarkshire, Amy McFarlane.
In lane 0 is Amy McFarlane of North Lanarkshire. Beth Johnson from the Borders in lane 1.
Rosie Bancroft.
Rosie Bancroft of City of Oxford is in lane 2.
Regan Doig.
In lane 3, Regan Doig of Perth City.
Hannah Russell from
In lane 4, Hannah Russell from Woking.
5 from
Alice Tye of Bournemouth is in 5.
In lane 6,
Lily McLeod of Richmond Dales in 6.
lane 7 from
Kira Shepherd from Nova Centurion goes in 7. Tony Shaw of City of Aberdeen in 8. And in lane 9, Hope Gordon from Stirling.
Ladies, you're under the control of the referee.
Well, again, multi-classification, and probably the main contenders for this one might well be Hannah Russell and Alice Tighe. The two GB team members will be back for the World Championships. Hannah Russell, visually impaired swimmer in lane number 4. Her British record stands at 27.51 and Alice Tighe's 29.61. Also watch out for Regan Doig, but here comes Hannah Russell. 27.51 is just slipped by for Russell, and also Alice Tighe just outside. And, well, Alice Tighe there, just getting in there, 30.07. And we'll have a little look at the Scots there who were in the outside lane. These swimmers exit the water. Just to recap there, some of the young Scots there, Tony Shaw and Beth Johnson, had a great battle. And Beth Johnson actually set a new Scottish record this morning in the heats. And I can tell you, Beth Johnson has gone a little bit faster than that, 32.73, a new Scottish record for Beth Johnson in the S10 class. So the young 14-year-old adds a Scottish record to the honour she's won.
So our multi-classification Scottish record there. As we move on to the B final now.
B final, 50 metres freestyle.
So the field here, Erin Cummins, Gemma Lowe, Daniel Joyce, Samantha Caulfield, Kelsey Campbell, Freya Rayner, Emily Horn, Gillian Clark, Katie Stark and Lauren Averill. All very, very tight times from the heats, 27.16 to 27.29, so only just over a tenth separating all of them. You see there in lane 1, Gemma Lowe once again doing butterfly here. She did that in the heats as well, and it is lane 5 who takes it, Freya Rayner, 26.34, much faster than she was this morning. Second place, Samantha Caulfield. And in third place, Erin Cummins. So Gemma Lowe there, 27.07 for her 50 fly, in effect, because of course freestyle means you can swim whatever you want.
Yeah, no, that was a great swim from Gemma. I wasn't expecting her to do that, but yeah, no, that was a very good swim, considering she's doing it fly. She came 5th in the race, and also a fantastic swim from all of the girls in the event.
So the A finalists coming on now. And this will be fast and furious, you can guarantee. The swimmers come on. In lane 0, we have Rachel Kelly of Loughborough University. Her teammates Victoria Cunningham in lane 1. And also from Loughborough, Georgia Davis in lane 2. 3 is Gabriella Weaver of Trident in Ireland. 4, Emma Wilkins, also Loughborough University. Lane 5, Raquel Matos of Edinburgh University, getting a good cheer from the crowd. Beside her, also getting a good cheer, Hayley Monteith of Edinburgh University. Rachel Masson of South Aberdeenshire in 7. Caitlin Tootle from City of Aberdeen is in lane 8. And also from City of Aberdeen, very quickly back into the water, Kirsty Simpson in lane 9.
Well, where is this one going to go? You can choose between almost all the swimmers in with a shout here. Rachel Kelly, just as we saw Gemma Lowe in the previous heat doing butterfly in this final, but she's right up with the leaders here. But it could well be lane number 4 here, Emma Wilkins, who is coming in now to touch first. It's going to be Emma Wilkins will take it in 25.85, and she is followed by Gabrielle Weaver from Trident. And in the outside lane, Kirsty Simpson, not long out of the pool, in for the bronze medal position, 26.43. Well, it was a freestyle event, but we saw there Rachel Kelly doing butterfly, Georgia Davis doing backstroke. They couldn't keep up with the leaders, though. Emma Wilkins takes it ahead of Weaver and Simpson.
Well, setting a trend there, Gemma Lowe, because we had a fly swimmer and a backstroker in that one. I guess it just gives them a chance to hone their sprint skills in their own specialist event.
Yeah, and both Rachel and Georgia are training partners. I think they had a little bit of a sporting bet on who was going to take that, and I think Rachel did. But yeah, no, it's great to see that people just changing things up a bit and practicing their main events in the freestyle events. But it was a great swim from Emma Wilkins to take that in a 25 point, almost close to her best time of the year from last 12 months.
Yeah, that was excellent stuff, and Kirsty Simpson getting the bronze there, got an enormous cheer from the crowd as well. So very popular girl from City of Aberdeen. Just got the one swim. We saw a couple of instances of this yesterday with one multi-classification swimmer doing it on their own, and this one is a star in this event. It is Ren 96's Andrew Mullen swimming S5, so quite a low classification. And it'd be very interesting to see what sort of form he is in here. 36.91 is his record time. 39.52 in the heats this morning. And he's going to need lots of support from the crowd to drive him on here. We talked about poster boys. He's a bit of a poster boy for these IPC World Championships coming up.
Well, Andrew Mullen, this event very much a priority event for him as he prepares for the World Championships here in 2 weeks' time. Very close to his home. He's competed here many times. Andrew Mullen, swimmer on his own. It's never easy to do. Let's give him some encouragement. The young man, the poster boy of the World Championships. You'll see him all over the place, Andrew Mullen. He is the European record holder in this event at a time of 36.91, which he set in the trials to qualify for the World Championships. He is on great form, but it's not going to be a record time today. 39.63, Andrew Mullen. And his warm-up for the big event, 39.63, just slightly slower than he went in the heats this morning. Always difficult, though, to swim this event on your own.
Sandra. So that looked very much like business as usual as he left the pool there for Andrew Mullen. And I'm sure he'll be considerably faster than that when he comes back to this pool and next swims that competitively. The B final is next to go.
The lineup for this one: Kevin Wallbank, Greg Watson, Kieran Smith, Alistair Campbell, Jamie Graham, Craig Bowman, Simran Wilkes, Joe Elwood, Patrick McLaughlin and Cameron Brooks-Clark. Well, the centre lane looks like Jamie Graham maybe just has the edge, but Greg Watson going well in lane number 1, the Edinburgh University man. It's between Jamie Graham from Bangor in 4 and Greg Watson, Edinburgh University in lane 1, and it goes to Greg Watson in 25.40. just 5 100ths faster than Jamie Graham from Bangor, with Alistair Campbell from Dumfries in third position, 25.80, just 1 100th ahead of Craig Bowman.
So a tight finish there, just 500 separating the two. You see them coming in there really close. But Watson in lane 1. Didn't look like he was going to get it as they came in there, but, well, got it, he did. Just nailing his finish. The 20-year-old just completing his first season at University of Edinburgh from the 5 performance team last year. The A finalists coming out now. Just see them up at the top of the pool. Here they come to the blocks. And in lane 0 from Edinburgh University is Cameron Watkins. In lane 1, Steve King of Loughborough University. Lane 2, Brendan Hyland of Tallaght. In Ireland, Kane Haggett of Loughborough in 3. Braxton Tim getting a good cheer from his teammates from City of Sheffield in 4. Andrew Weatherett of Loughborough in 5. Craig McNally of Warrender is in 6. Adam Taylor for the City of Sunderland goes in 7. He's also getting a good cheer. Conor Munn of Ards in Northern Ireland goes in 8. And Leo Jaggs of Loughborough in lane 9. So there your A finalists. So let's see who's going to get this one. There was just 300s between Braxton Tim and Andrew Weatherett in the heats earlier on. Andrew Weatherett, the sprint specialist across a range of strokes, goes in lane 5, but Braxton Tim in lane 4. There's a number of other swimmers there or thereabouts as well. So this one is all about the touch here. Maybe lane 4 just coming through to, well, no, in fact, it's Adam Taylor in lane 7. Takes it in 24.87, just touching out Braxton Tim there by 400s. 24.91 for Tim. Weatherett picks up another medal, the bronze this time, 25.02. Sandra. Well, I could have sworn Braxton Tim was going to get that one.
I know, that was really, really close. It was really on the touch that. I too thought Braxton just had the edge, but obviously not. Adam just beat him, so, you know, it was a really good race. You couldn't really separate the top few.
Yeah, very, very well matched there and made it so tight. But Adam Taylor, I think that might be a first City of Sunderland gold medal. City of Sunderland, great supporters of Scottish meets in recent years. Great to have them here this week in Glasgow. And guess what? The sun has been shining here in Glasgow, I think for the first time in these championships. I tell you though, it's been pretty miserable. But a sunny evening now. Remember, you can tweet us, hashtag snags, wrong meet. Hashtag SC15 at Swattish Swim to talk to us on Facebook.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the medalists from the women's 50 metres multi-classification freestyle. The bronze medalist, representing Perth City Swim Club, Regan Doyle.
So we move to presentations then, and Regan Doig once again is on the podium, bronze medalist here. This, of course, is the presentation for the Women's 50 freestyle multi-classification. Alice Ty up onto the podium for the silver medal. Swimmer from Bournemouth. And the champion is Hannah Russell of Woking.
And our Scottish national champion from Perth City,
And Reagan is the Scottish national champion once again.
Thank you, ladies.
It'll be the 50 freestyle able-bodied swimmers
Ladies and gentlemen,
coming up next for their medals. 2 more races to go. The women's 800 freestyle, that will be a good one. Look out for Camilla Hadsley, just broke the women's 1500 record, for the Scottish record that is, at the Mare Nostrum. So it'll be interesting to see how fast she goes in 800. And then after that, the 4x2 men's relay. But it's Kirsty Simpson here picking up the bronze for the women's 50 freestyle. She looks very pleased to get it.
the silver medalist from Trident.
Silver medalist is the Trident swimmer, Gabriella Weaver, 17-year-old Irish swimmer. And Emma Wilkins, good swim from her, 25.85 her time. And she takes her first gold medal of these championships. And it is Kirsty Simpson, the national champion.
And our Scottish junior champion.
The Scottish junior champion is Erin Robertson of South Ayrshire.
Thank you, ladies.
So they are your 50 freestyle medalists. The men's 50 butterfly will be up next.
Gentlemen, can we now welcome the medalists from the men's 50 metres butterfly.
And here they come.
The bronze medalist from
The
Loughborough.
bronze medalist is Loughborough's Andrew Weatheritt.
The silver medalist from the city of Sheffield.
Silver medalist Claxton Tim, City of Sheffield.
The gold medalist and the Scottish Open champion.
And the gold medalist Adam Taylor of City of Sunderland.
Our Scottish national
The
champion.
national champion is Warrender's Craig McNally. So we saw him on the podium in the backstroke. Fly is a little bit of an optional extra for Craig, but he's showing some good sprint skills in the butterfly in this season.
He has already picked up Toby's medal for him.
Toby Douglas of the Borders is the junior champion. He's
Thank you to Bill Black.
away, but he's already picked up his medal before his presentation. Swam in the heats this morning, a good swim, 26.40 for him. So well done to Toby. So we'll be back to swimming now,
We now move on.
and it's the women's 800 freestyle. It's the fastest heat coming up.
The finalists for the women's 800 metres freestyle.
Sandra, fastest heat.
This is the fastest heat. The other heats were spun this morning.
So we had 4 heats of 800 freestyle this morning. This is the 5th and final heat, swimming with the finals tonight. So running through the program, it is Rosie Rudin of Nova Centurion in 0. Amber Keegan, also Nova Centurion, goes in lane 1. In lane 2, Meg Finnan of South Lanarkshire. In lane 3, Aisha Thornton of Loughborough. In 4, Camilla Hattersley from City of Glasgow. In 5, Danielle Huskisson from the University of Stirling. In lane 6, Antoinette Neat from Tallaght in Ireland. In lane 7, Jessie Westnidge of City of Sheffield. And in lane 8, Lauren Walton of Loughborough.
Ladies, you're under the control of the referee.
So we are underway for the fastest heat of the women's 800 freestyle. Some heats already been swum today, but these are the fastest in terms of the qualification times, the entry times that they posted. Camilla Hattersley from City of Glasgow, fastest of them all, 8:33.83 for Camilla Hattersley. Commonwealth Games swimmer, of course, for Scotland, Commonwealth Games finalist in this event, and she has gone out to an early lead there on the first 50, 29.11 for Camilla Hattersley. Watch out for two swimmers either side of her. Aisha Thornton from Loughborough, also a Commonwealth Games swimmer, and Danielle Huskisson from the University of Stirling will also may contend the medals here in this 800, but it is pre-race favourite Camilla Hattersley, 101.49 for that first 100. Meg Finnan from South Lanarkshire in second position, 17-year-old, and in third position is Jessie Westnidge from the City of Sheffield. But Camilla Hattersley looking very, very good at the moment, and this is a very good early lead for the City of Glasgow swimmer. I'm sure she knows this pool very, very well, so the home swimmer is looking good in these early stages, but of course a long, long way to go. Second place, still Meg Finnan at that turn, South Lanarkshire, and in third position it's Antoinette Nemt of Tallaght. Antoinette Nemt, the youngest in this field, 14 years of age for the Irish swimmer. At the moment, she is featuring in the medal positions, but they come down now to the 200 mark. And Camilla Hattersley has got a very commanding lead, so she will go over 200 in a time of 206.37, around about a 104, high 104 there for that second 100.
So Camilla Hattersley is really pushing this one out, and she's got a healthy lead. It's much tighter behind her. There are 6 swimmers pretty much in a line here, lanes 1, 2 and 3. Keegan, Finnan and Thornton, and on the other side of Hattersley, Huskisson, Neemt and Westnidge. As Hattersley goes through the 250, 238.54, so leads by nearly 3.5 seconds. Neemt now second. Huskisson, the open water specialist, is in third place in lane 5. Oh, really, really close here for the minor medals, but Hattersley is pushing out. Well, talked earlier about her brilliant 1500 swim in the Mare Nostrum series, where she broke quite a long-standing Scottish record, and she goes through the 300 now, 3:11.65. So pacing around about the 105s once again, so on target for maybe something in the 8:30s territory. Entry time 8:33, so she's there or thereabouts, you would say. So we have, of course, Caitlin McClatchy beside us. Just talk us through the technique required for a distance freestyler, Caitlin.
Yeah, so Camilla looks really great. She's really stroking it out. She looks really strong in this event. She's just down on her time swam in the British trials at 8:37.99, going through in the 350 metre part of the race. But she looks really strong here, and she's well ahead of the rest of the field, who seem to be battling it out for positions.
So coming to halfway, and that lead is showing absolutely no sign of shrinking. In fact, I think it's steadily growing here through the halfway point. 4:17 dead. So just check the split on that again. It's 65 and change. So into the second half, and her advantage now 4.5 seconds. Neep still second. Huskisson third, ahead of Finnan and Keegan.
Yeah, the youngster Antoinette Nim from Tallaght is holding on to that second position. That's really where the main head-to-head battle is for silver medal position at the moment, because the gold medal, though it is just over halfway, it does look sewn up already, because Camilla Hattersley has a 5-second lead over Danielle Huskinson and Antoinette Nim. Huskinson, she said, Duncan, open water specialist, might just a little bit too short for Danielle Huskinson, but she has moved into second position there at that last turn by just 2/100ths of a second. So Huskinson and Antoinette Nempt are pacing each other through into the medal positions at the moment. They're almost in formation there as they come to the turn there, the two swimmers in second and third position. But Camilla Hattersley is away and clear here, probably around about 5, 6, 7 meters ahead now. And as Caitlin said, she is just pushing out this rhythm, and she is continuing to be in the 105 range here. It's going to be very difficult for Huskisson or Nempt to get close to Camilla Hattersley now. She has been on great form this year, and she looks like she's continuing that form on her way surely to the Scottish title here in Tollcross tonight. We're coming up now to the 600 metre mark. We'll get a little bit of an idea where she's standing in terms of her finishing time potentially. She's looking like she's maybe not going to be quite on pace for her entry time of 8:33, but should be under the 8:40 mark, so not too far away. Hattersley through the 600 mark now in a time of 6:28.90. and still in the 105 range, only just. And Huskisson has moved clearly into second place now, ahead of Nempt.
So into the final 200 then, and it is Hattersley from Huskisson from Nempt. Danielle Huskisson, as we said, mainly open water specialist. So, Caitlin, is there a different style required for open water, and have we seen that from Danielle here?
Well, I can't really speak for doing open water, but from what I can see, it's probably quite a short distance, a sprint event perhaps for Danielle, but looks like she's paced the race well and she's coming back strong, trying to challenge Camilla.
And she certainly is opening up the gap now over Antoinette Nempt, who maybe just has to worry about some of the other swimmers behind her. Amber Keegan perhaps in lane 1, and in lane 3 Aisha Thornton, the Loughborough swimmer, but it's Hattersley taking the bell in 7:34.88. So she's got 100 to go. Again, just under the 106 mark for that penultimate 100. You would expect her to pick it up in this final 100. There's no doubt she's going to take this one. Huskins certainly looks good for the silver here, the Stirling-based swimmer, originally, of course, from Sunderland, so the Sunderland team need to get behind her as well. In third place, well, there's a battle on, I think. Nempt here is maybe going to come under pressure, particularly from lane 1, Amber Keegan. We'll see how that paces out in the final turn as Hattersley going through, 6 seconds nearly up now over Huskisson. It is Nempt still in third place. She's got over a second and a half in fact in hand, so surely that will be enough to bring her to the podium as she comes down this final length. Hattersley then, 10 meters to go for her. She has absolutely dominated this event, and she is going to come in under the 8:40 in 8:39.10. Second place then is Danielle Huskisson, 8:45.51, and third place Antoinette Neat by just under a second, holding off Amber Keegan to take the bronze, 8:47.95. So as the final swimmers come in there, a solid swim from Camilla Sia coming in at the end there, and well, getting the business done there, Camilla Hattersley. So not yet scrolled to the final position order, the scoreboard, but certainly the 1, 2, 3 I think is clear. Hattersley first, Huskisson second, and Neat third.
She is a worthy winner of that Scottish title.
One more race to go. It's the fastest heat of the men's 4x200 freestyle relay. Of course, this is an event where Scotland has a very proud Commonwealth Games heritage. Silver medalists in Melbourne, Delhi and Glasgow. And we've got some of those medal teams going here. So in the Stirling team, Robbie Rennick and Jack Scott. And Stephen Milne, of course, was part of that team. He's anchoring the Perth team. Duncan Scott, of course, was one of those three members. He's been doing other things this week. Fantastic 100 freestyle gold medal from him in Baku yesterday. Second gold, with a relay gold for him in Baku as well. So we'll run through the teams that are in this final race of the night. Aberdeen go in 0, South Lanarkshire in 1, Perth are in 2, in 3 is Warrender, in lane 4 University of Stirling, in lane 5 University of Loughborough, in lane 6 City of Glasgow, City of Sunderland go in 7, and Nova Centurion in lane 8.
Gentlemen, you're under the control of the referee.
So you'd think this will be a Stirling Loughborough battle. I think my money would be on Stirling. We'll wait and see.
Well, a few strong swimmers in these lineups this evening. Robbie Rennick in lane number 4 will lead off the University of Stirling team. The opening leg swimmers, Alistair Robertson goes for Aberdeen in lane 0. Cameron Park for South Lanarkshire in 1. Scott McClay with a whole host of junior awards to his name already at these championships. He goes for Perth City in lane number 2. Callum Reid goes in 3 for Warrender. University of Stirling, as I said, led off by Robbie Rennick. Loughborough University are led off by Fraser Minikin. Rory Kirkwood for City of Glasgow goes in 6. Kieran Pert from City of Sunderland goes in 7. And Charlie Humphreys from Nova goes in lane number 8. Well, no surprise, Robbie Rennick off to a very good start there. Loughborough in second position, Fraser Minikin. But Robbie Rennick is looking to get the University of Stirling team out into a lead. And they are obviously going to look to hold on to that. They've got a very strong quartet they put out here. And Robbie Rennick is hoping that he's going to be able to say they've led from start to finish. He's certainly going to give them a substantial advantage as they go into the second leg swimmers. Robbie Rennick at the moment round about 3.5 seconds ahead at that last turn, and he looks like he's stretching the lead. Of course, the former Commonwealth champion in this event from Delhi in 2010. So he has done an excellent first leg for the University of Stirling team, and they will hand over to the second leg swimmer with a lead of 5.1 seconds.
And that second leg swimmer is Jack Scott, himself part of the Commonwealth Games relay team in both Delhi and in Glasgow. And so we're in, I would think, safe hands here for the University of Stirling on this second leg. Joe Pointer in for Loughborough is the nearest threat, but quite a long way behind. Some 6.8 seconds now is the gap. Third place turning Ross Leslie for South Lanarkshire, just ahead of Warrender's Daniel Lim in fourth place, and William Gain for Nova Centurion in fifth. They're the minor places, but it's still Stirling absolutely dominant here, some 15 metres clear through the 300, 2:40.59, so pretty fast. 52 seconds there for Jack Scott's opening 100, and a lead now of over 8 seconds over Loughborough, with Warrender now moving up into third. That's where the battle is for third place here. Warrender in 3, just ahead of South Lanarkshire in 1, and in 5, or 6 rather, it's City of Glasgow. City of Sunderland is 7, and Nova in 8. All not too far away from the third spot on the podium. Well, it looks very much like a dominant performance here as we come towards halfway, and Jack Scott will take his leg to a close. 3:37.94 for him.
And he hands over to Cameron Brodie on the third leg for the Stirling team. Cameron Brodie, of course, more known as a 200 butterfly specialist. Scottish record in the 200 butterfly, just missing out on the medals at the Commonwealth Games here last year. Fourth place performance here for Cameron Brodie. So he is going to be the man trusted with his third leg, and he is stretching the lead away from the second place swimmer Loughborough, who have Oliver Brace in their third leg swimmer. Again, still very close for the bronze medal battle. It could well be at lane number 7, Mason Jakes of City of Sunderland. They're still in the hunt there. Henry McKenzie has gone for Warrender in 4th position, and Grant Henderson for City of Glasgow in 5th position at the moment. Very, very tight for the bronze medal position, but look at the University of Stirling here. Cameron Brodie doing a great job here on the third length. Well, let's see, he's about 15 metres to go, and the other team, the next to him, is the Loughborough team. They've only just done the first 15 metres of that length, so almost a 20-metre lead there for this University of Stirling team, and Cameron Brodie again powering away from the second place team in Loughborough, Oliver Brace. So Cameron Brodie now with almost half a length lead, extending the lead that the Stirling team have all the time. The battle for third at the moment, it's still Mason Jakes for the City of Sunderland, with a little bit of an advantage now for Thomas Howdell from Nova right next to him, but it is University of Stirling on the last leg now.
And doing that last leg is the youngest of the 4 in the University of Stirling team, Jordan Hughes. So a very strong swimmer to anchor this one. Learning his trade now at Stirling, and he's got a big, big advantage to take into this final length. I'm sure they'll be eyeing Scottish records here. The Scottish club record held by City of Glasgow. Robbie Rennick, of course, was part of that team, 7:34.63, so keep your eyes out for that one. Second place, but a long way behind, is Loughborough, and the battle for third looks to be shaping up to be a contest between City of Sunderland in lane 7 and Nova Centurion in lane 8. Those two only a metre or so apart as Hughes into his final 100 metres now. He's well down towards the final turn and is something like half a length ahead of Loughborough. So let's just check on the time with 50 to go. It's 6:52.48. A reminder, that record 7:34.63. The British club record 7:24.11. So keep an eye on that one as well. Held by Loughborough. Can Stirling take that off them? Well, it's going to be close. I think the Scottish record is certainly going to go. Let's just check this time from Jordan Hughes. He needs your support in these last few metres to bring him home here. The clock just into the 7:20s. 7:22.18, a new Great Britain club record for University of Stirling. What a fantastic way to finish the evening. Here come Loughborough for second place. They're going to take the silver. That battle for the bronze is still alive and kicking here. Sunderland against Nova Centurion. Who's going to get this one? There's less than a metre between them. Nova are closing the gap. Who gets the touch? Oh, Sunderland just holding on by 0.02 of a second. Well, what a way to finish the evening. And a big congratulations. Let's hear it for the University of Stirling. Well, what a fantastic way to finish the evening, Caitlin.
Yeah, that was an absolutely fantastic performance. I spoke to Jack Scott before the race, and I know they were really gunning for that record, and they did it tonight. Fantastic, brilliant to watch.
Yeah, that was terrific stuff. Rennick, Scott, Brodie, Hughes now are the Great Britain team record holders for the University of Stirling. I think they'll be very pleased with that performance, and bodes well because, well, when you think about it, Cameron Brodie, of course, butterfly specialist, had a fantastic swim in the Commonwealth Games in the 200 butterfly, British champion in 200 butterfly, but not 200 freestyle specialist really. And Jordan Hughes, quite young and inexperienced, so that was a really strong performance from all four of them.
No, it's really great for Jordan to be part of a British record team, and obviously Cameron has swum in the 4x2 heats at the Commonwealth Games, so he's also a Commonwealth medalist in this event.
So terrific stuff, really good stuff, and we'll finish off with our final sets of presentations, starting off with the women's 800 freestyle. So the bronze medalist from Tallaght is Antoinette Neat.
The silver medalist from the University of Stirling.
The silver medalist is Danielle Huskisson from the University of Stirling.
The gold medalist and the Scottish
And a very impressive performance from Camilla Hattersley to take that gold medal in very fine style, dominating that race. Of course, in her home pool, City of Glasgow swimmer. And the junior champion swam in the heats this morning at City of Aberdeen's Jessica Thompson. A really tight contest, in fact, for the junior medal. She had to really work hard to get that.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we now have a huge welcome for the final
And finally, here come the men's 4x200 relay teams. Still getting themselves organised, but here they come now. Oh, looks like Jordan's forgotten his top. Or was it Cameron? I think it was Cameron, actually. The Loughborough team making their way up. And, well, City of Sunderland, what a scrap they had with Nova Centurion to get that bronze medal. 200ths per second was what it took to earn it. And the team, Kieran Pert, Zat Logue, Mason Sharks and Adam Taylor. The silver medalist, University of Loughborough. The team, Fraser Minican, Show Pointer, Oliver Brake and Steve King.
Oliver Brash and Steve King. The Scottish National and Open champions in that new TV record.
And what a swim from the University of Stirling. New British team record holders. And look pretty pleased about it. There's Robbie Rennick. There's Jack Scott. Cameron Brodie coming forward. And Jordan Hughes. In fact, I think they got their medals in the opposite order. Quite similar, Jordan and Cameron. So, great stuff. My guess is Loughborough might be gunning to get that one back in the not too distant future.
Yeah, I mean, it was originally Loughborough's club record in 7:24. So, I mean, a couple of seconds quicker the University of Stirling boys went. So I'm sure they'll be looking to hopefully try and get that back in the future. But, I mean, that was just a fantastic race. You know, a great calibre in that race as well. Commonwealth medalist. So I don't know if that'll be a touch for a while.
So excellent stuff there. And that brings us to a close for the second night of competition. Just a word, we're halfway through these championships now. We've got 2 more nights. Here's what's coming up tomorrow. So we start off with women's 200 IM, men's 400 freestyle, women's 100 breast, men's 100 backstroke. In fact, just looking at that, I think that's actually today's competition there. So we'll come back to you on that one because we've swum that one. So just looking at tomorrow's program, it is in fact men's 200 IM. I think it's probably just the opposite genders from today. Men's 200 IM, women's 400 free, men's 100 breaststroke, women's 100 back. We'll see Lizzie Simmons, I'm sure, again in there. Craig McNally will be back again in the men's 200 back. Women's 200 breast. Livy White might be a good contender there. Men's 50 freestyle should be fast and furious. Women's 50 freestyle, men's 800 free, and 2 relays tomorrow night. It's the freestyle relays, both women and men. So that's what's coming up tomorrow. So from myself, Duncan McKinnell, from my co-commentator, Paul Noble, from Caitlin McClatchy for her expertise and technical input, many thanks to her. From QTV Sports, we wish you a very good night from Tollcross.